It's the eBay steal of the non-specified time period. Let's get into it. Hello folks, I got something new and exciting in the mail. I got a pair of Nike SFB boots, which stands for Nike Special Field Boots. It's like ATM machine, SFB boots. But this is a pair of shoes that was released in 2009. That's when they first came out. This is a military boot. As you can see, it's got the nylon, it's got the whatever makes a boot compliable with the Army. This has it. They first were coming out in the usual colors: drab, olive, desert tan. Occasionally, you'd see a black pair coming out for police forces, and they are compliant with whatever the standards are for the military. So you can wear them as part of your uniform. You probably couldn't wear this pair because, as you can see, they are purple. This is a sample pair. I know I had done a review on another sample pair of my Air Wovens at one point, but I lucked out and found another pair of samples in my size. Now, usually when they make samples, they are in size 9 only, but occasionally they'll make some wear test samples in the bigger sizes. Usually you'll see them as player exclusives, and they are given to our favorite athletes to test out and wear on the field. Now those are very, very expensive. These are not those. These are just samples with no special officer associated with them. Something notable about these is, besides the size, is the color. It's a purple pair of military boots. Nike had released this in 2009 as a general release, but also as a Tier 0, which is one of their super limited, super special releases. Kind of similar to what Nike Lab fills today. I don't know how successful and active Nike Lab still is, but Tier 0 was a very special thing for experimental colorways and shoes that were coming out. They released them in a couple of different colors. They had a tan pair. They had a gray and purple pair. They had an all-white pair. Now, I cannot find confirmation of this, but they did release an all-white pair that also was heated. Like, it has its own little heating system inside. I haven't been able to track those down again, but they had been circling around eBay for a while. It could be one of those things that because it's not desirable enough, it's lost to time because they're so rare. Anyways, I'm very excited about these. I got these for about $60, shipping included. They were very slightly used when I got them, but that's to be expected with samples because usually sample pairs don't even come with a box. I don't even know how people get their hands on sample pairs. This must come from people who work within Nikes or people who have friends who work within Nike. Just a couple things to look out for if you're buying samples. There's a lot of different things to look out for. Generally, the most sought after samples and the most sought after Nikes in general are the ones that aren't necessarily made in China. So these happen to be made in Korea. The most desirable ones are the ones made in Taiwan. That was considered the golden age of Nike quality. People seem to argue about that. For the most desirable samples on eBay, you'll see a Feng Tay tag on them. Feng Tay was one of Nike's factories in Taiwan. I don't believe Feng Tay still produces Nikes. I think they stopped that relationship in about 2012. I couldn't really tell from their website, to be honest with you. But I can tell you that most Nikes are made in China now, and to get a pair not made in China is slightly special. So just look out on the little tag. It'll say something like, sample, wear test. Sometimes it'll say like VHSS or some sort of denotation on it. I don't know what all the specific different acronyms stand for, but it'll have some denotation that isn't on a normal tag. It'll also have weird sizing occasionally. Sometimes the tag won't even tell you anything at all. But This is kind of exciting just because this is a genuine sample. You can tell it has the season, it has the all-important sample on the tag, and these are just kind of fun. They're fun because I went back on eBay, I got these a couple weeks ago, and I can't find any Nike SFB non-samples or colors that aren't just the usual military ones. Any of those Tier 0 or HTM colorways that came out in later years just aren't available. I think it's just one of these niches, like I said before, that it's rare enough to be interesting but not exactly sought after, so nobody kept them in good condition, except for this pair, which I'm very, very pleased about. The quality is pretty bad, if I'm honest with you. I also hardly ever wear these just because it's a big pair of purple boots. But I wore them in the snow the other day. They were fine in the snow. Not completely waterproof because of this nylon right here. Maybe it's water resistant, but I wouldn't trust it. They're mildly comfortable. They're better for people with wider feet. Nike makes much more comfortable boots than these, but they're very light. This is not leather. It's some sort of plastic. Leather does not make that sound. And they seem to scuff and scratch pretty easily. These aren't the highest quality, but they have kind of a fun sole. This is the Nike Free sole that they put on it. It's a little more of a ruggedized version, and so you get some good foot flexibility. So really, go on eBay, type in Nike sample if you're into these sort of things. It's a good way to get an interesting pair of shoes that nobody else will have for under $400, which in today's sneaker market is a bargain, believe me. There's a lot of things on eBay that are listed as sample that aren't a sample. So if they don't have a picture of the tag on the inside tongue or some sort of documentation to go with it, caveat emptor, buyer beware. Especially because Nike sample size is 9, so it's very rare to find my size 10.5, 11 in them. But I highly encourage you to go check it out. Nike samples can be a lot of fun. This is my second pair that I've happened to land, and I love both of them. It's kind of interesting that the one sample pair that I have was higher quality than the pairs that actually came out. And these, I don't know how they compare to other SFBs, but I would be surprised if the U.S. Army let me trot out in these. Not the purple colorway, but just they feel like they would kind of fall apart. But maybe they improved their quality over the years. This is from 2012. So anyways, thank you all for watching. We got a lot more videos coming up. I'm going to try to do a pair as a user request on the wild and crazy world of dunks from 2006 to 2012, which was my favorite era. Mainly because I was in high school, it's my favorite era. But that was also kind of when you could finally start getting things online. They weren't just limited to skate shops in LA or New York or somewhere hidden in the middle of the world. You could actually finally get your hands on some of these. So I got to dig up a couple of pairs that I have. I just have boxes and boxes of shoes, so it's hard for me to find them. But once I find them, I'll do a review on those. Got a couple more restaurant reviews coming up, and it's going to be a good year, folks. Thank you for watching as always, and go get your samples. It's not as free as Costco, but it's certainly more interesting. Thank you.